What identity switch do you need to do in order to be in the rooms that you want to be in and to receive the things that you want? You have to be willing to let go of the limiting beliefs that you have placed on yourself, or that the universe, not the universe, but society has placed on yourself, and you have to push past that, and you have to do the work in order to receive what you want. So damn important. Everything you do shows me. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. My name is Jhazel and this is my channel. And today we are back with another video. This is still a part of my podcast style videos, but I really wanted to make this video in a different place, and I really want to switch up the different places that I do these podcast style videos because I don't know, I just do. So today I was feeling like I really want to talk about this topic today, but I really didn't want to do it in my normal setup. I really wanted to change it. So right now I'm sitting in my car. If you watch my vlogs, in my favorite spot, in my favorite parking deck in Atlanta, in Buckhead, where I feel like this is where I want to live. This is where my manifestations have been formed, where they are brewing, everything like that. So I really wanted to do this video in the heart of where I want to be, to really just show you, to really just set the mood for this video. So today we're talking about identity switching, and this is a topic that I've become passionate about and that I am still currently learning about. So like I always say, this video is not set in stone. This is not factual, nothing like that. This is just me speaking about my experience, especially when it comes to this topic with developing this mindset. So identity switch. Basically, in my last video, in my last podcast style, where I said Mercury retrograde is for the unhealed, I was talking about how some of the reasons why we're not where we want to be, or not in the spaces we want to be, is because we have not become the person that it takes to be in those rooms. And I truly believe this, because I started to learn this idea from April Mason. I started watching her, and I was watching her at the beginning more for like dating advice, but her constant theme was that you have to do an identity switch in order to receive the things that you want.
The version of you that you are right now is why you have what you have. You got to make a complete identity switch to get something different. And so what happens is, when people aren't ready to do that, they will always go back to the low-hanging fruit that they're accustomed to, because your presence will require something different.
I wanted a different life, so I became a different woman. In this process, becoming somebody different is going to be the thing you have to hold on to every time you want to go back to responding the way that you... No, I won't even say responding. Y'all be reacting. Reacting the way that you normally react. Because it's like, let's say you're 45 years old. Your whole life has been programmed. So now, here you come here, and Miss April said, well, you can have a different life. Do this. Do you think that 40 years is just going to go away just like, without a fight? So in order to do that, you have to become a different woman.
And I truly believe that, because as I have been on my healing journey, even when I was doing the work by myself, and when I got a therapist and we started deep diving into like my childhood and my father, my daddy issues, my mother wounds, things of that sort, and I started to become a better version of myself, I started to enter the spaces that I had always dreamed of. And through therapy, I have learned to set boundaries and standards, which is my biggest lesson that I have learned in therapy, is setting boundaries and standards, and something that I am using on a day-to-day basis to implement. And I forgot what I just lost some train of thought. But what I was saying is that that was my biggest lesson, and through those lessons, I have been able to attract the type of guys that I want to date, and everything like that. So April Mason's biggest theme is that she always says you must do the work for you, and the man will be the byproduct. And she is so right. When you start to do your inner work, and you start to set the standards and boundaries for yourself, the way you want to be loved, the way you want to be treated, someone comes along that matches that vibration. Like when I started on my healing journey, I was like, I'm gonna date a man who is successful, who has his own business or makes good money, he lives in this area, and da 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 da. And I started to become, the things I started doing the inner work, and then I started like getting dressed when I go out, looking presentable, like things. I started becoming the best version of myself. Like what do I need to become to attract this type of lifestyle that I want? You know, I want to be a full-time YouTuber. So what does that consist of? What do I need to fix within myself? What can I do better? What habits can I create that is better in order to achieve that? So I started posting consistently. I didn't worry about perfection, but I focused on consistency. I started just planning my content ahead, doing digital planning, and then I would always like try to look presentable because I'm always trying to record. I started learning how to, well, I'm not wearing nails now, but I started learning how to do my own nails so that when my hands was in, so I wasn't delaying my content because my hands wasn't done and they were going to be in the frame. Like, I started to do the work that I feel was necessary. I started to create the habits that I felt was necessary in order to attract the things that I wanted. So I say that is that when I say that the reason why you're not in the rooms that you want to be in is because you have not become the person, is because God forbid God had put me in the rooms that I wanted to be in, that I was begging him to be in, I would have lowballed myself so badly. I had no sense of boundaries. And I had no sense of what boundaries was. So I couldn't even express how I was feeling, how this person was making me feeling, because I did not have the vocabulary to express it. I had low standards. I was accepting below the bare minimum. I would let people gaslight me. Now I know my worth. You know, I know what I bring to the table. I know, like, even when I'm applying for jobs right now, like, I have to even tell myself, like, you need to stop lowballing yourself. Like, you really are that girl. Like, the job that you have now doesn't treat you with so much respect because you just do regular degular. No, you go above and beyond. So why are you trying to lowball yourself when you are that girl, you know? And so you start to have those conversations with yourself as, where are you cheating yourself? You know, like, where am I cheating myself? Why am I not showing up as this person? Like, there is no difference between me and the person that's already living the life that I want to live. Whether that's through a YouTuber or anything like that, there's no difference between us. The only difference really is that I have not tapped into the woman that I should become in order to receive that. So I say that because, like, you cannot be in God is not going to put you in the certain positions to fumble yourself, especially when he's been waiting for you to get in those positions. He's not going to put you in those for you to fumble yourself. So what he needs you to do is to become the best version of yourself in order to succeed and surpass in those rooms. Yeah, I'm so passionate about this topic because it's something that I've really truly been learning. And I used to watch April Mason's videos a lot in her lives, and she used to be talking about this, and it would go over so many people's head, like like, I don't need to become this woman, and why can't I attract this man, and and it's like, no, she's right. Like, even they teach you that in therapy. You have to set the standards for you. What are you going to accept? And then from there, someone will come when you set the standards for yourself. I want to be loved this way. I'll give an example for me. I want to be loved by somebody who knows how to communicate, who's honest, who's empathetic, who's forgiving. I want to date somebody who values me, who doesn't fumble me the first time, but gets it right. They know my worth immediately. So before I can tell somebody that I want that from them, how am I treating myself that way? You know, am I not honoring myself when it comes to the things that I want? Am I not chasing my dreams when it comes to career? Am I communicating my feelings effectively? You know, God is not the universe. I don't mean to say God, but like God or the universe, whoever you pray to, they're not going to give you what you want. If they're not going to give you somebody that you want but cannot handle. Okay, let's just talk about it. Like, You can say, I want all this, I want all this, but if you're toxic, God is not going to burden somebody else with your toxicity, especially when they are not at the same, like when they are at this higher vibration, higher energy. God is just not going to do that. Like, why would he put somebody in pain and suffering that has done the work? It's just not. And so what April Mason is saying, and what so many people are saying, is that when you become the best version of you, when you set the boundaries and standards for you, everything else will fall in place, baby. I swear to you, the moment I started doing my healing work and I started carrying myself like that bitch because I knew I was that bitch, the guy that I always dreamed of dating that lived in this area came to me. And I don't even live in this area yet. He came to me. I was able to see his place. He wined and dined me. Now, why it didn't work out was other personal reasons, you know. And you know what? I can talk about it. The reason why it didn't work out was because even when I got the man that I had always dreamed of, I still wasn't willing to settle because of his lack of accountability and healing. Because sometimes God and the universe is going to give us what we want, but it's still not what we need. And sometimes God is going to give us what we want to test if we still have learned our lessons. And I just wasn't willing to compromise all the work I had done to be triggered to go back just for this person. Okay, I'm holding a spoon because I actually got some Jenny's ice cream. And so even in the moments where you are receiving what you have always wanted, do not compromise yourself in what you have worked so hard to create within you, just to have somebody beside you, just to have this life, do not compromise what you have built for somebody else. It's not worth it, because it took so long for me to get here. I cannot compromise that for just anybody. I can't. So if you're asking yourself, why am I not in the rooms that I want to be in? Why have I not achieved this life that I want? Why am I not this content creator, this full-time content creator? Why am I not this makeup artist? Why am I not with the six-figure man? Or why have I not just been in a healthy relationship? I want to ask you a question. What work have you done on yourself? Like, what do you feel it takes to get to that thing you want? And why have you not worked towards doing it? What healing do you need to do before you can get a healthy relationship? What habits have you not created to become a content creator or a full-time makeup artist or living your dream life fully? What have you not created? Like, I could be honest. One of the things that I still need to work on is being smarter financially. I can be honest. That is something that I am genuinely working. Y'all always see me on YouTube talking about my digital planner and my budget planner, because that is something I am trying to actively work on to become the best version of myself. What you need to work on? What do you need to work on to live that dream life? Because honestly, the reason why that person has a dream life and you don't, it's not because by luck. It's because they were willing to do the work and to create the habits and to become the woman that it takes, or the man that it takes, to live that life. So what are you doing that's holding you back? And what are you not doing that's holding you back? Everything that you want, everything that you desire, everything that you feel like you deserve, it is yours. It's your birthright to have it, baby. It's yours. It's your birthright to have it. But you gotta figure out, you gotta decide that it's worth having, and then you gotta put in the work. And sometimes the work is hard. Like, I can be honest. Sometimes after work, I don't want to get up and create YouTube content. I don't want to get up and create reels. So what do I start doing? I start managing my time better on the weekends. And sometimes, even when I spend all weekend doing everything I need to do to create content, sometimes it still spills over to the week. It's still about balance. Now, I'm not saying run yourself ragged trying to achieve the dream life, because I do not promote that. I promote balance. My people did not get to rest, so I'm a rest. I still believe that, yes, and this is another thing I want to say too, is that you resting will not delay or deny you of your blessings. They are already yours. They have your name written in cursive, in Helvetica, in Open Sans. It has your name on it already. So you do not have to feel like, if I don't get up today and I don't do this or do that today, then my dreams is going to pass me by, because that is something that I constantly think about. Like, but I have to remember that this stuff is already destined for me. God knows that I have mashed potatoes, string beans, a roll, chicken on my plate. So he's not going to get mad at me when I decide to let it sit there and get cold for a little minute. And then I'll come back and heat it up. I just say all that to say is that what you want is within your reach, but you got to decide if it's worth having, and then you have to be able to put in the work. The reason why you're not in the rooms that you want to be in is because sometimes you're not willing to do the work. You really need to ask yourself, what does it take to be in that room? What does it take to get what I want? And then you need to become it. You need to create the habits. You need to be working on it every day. You need to be working on it little by little. And that's the thing. The universe rewards you when you just start. They reward when you start and when you be consistent. That is it. All you have to do is show up and do the work. The universe is going to take care of the rest. So I ask you today, it's like, what do you need to do to live your dream life? What do you need to do? What identity switch do you need to do in order to be in the rooms that you want to be in and to receive the things that you want? And now I encourage you to go do it. I encourage you to write a list, and I encourage you to go do it little by little. Because what you want is already near you. It wants you just as bad as you want it. But you have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to create, to do an identity switch. You have to be willing to let go of the trauma in the past, the daddy issues, the relationship. You have to be willing to let go of the limiting beliefs that you have placed on yourself, or that the universe, not the universe, but society has placed on yourself. And you have to push past that. And you have to do the work in order to receive what you want. And you have to believe. And even if you just have a little bit, just an ounce of belief, you have to just maintain that. Because I am that. Sometimes I can only wake up and I only got a penny. But it's like God says, like the universe says, it's a faith of a mustard seed. That's all you need to achieve what you want. So I really encourage you to dig deep and figure out what identity switch you need to complete in order to receive the life that you want. Right now, I'm in the area I want. I'm going to live here someday. Mark my words. And I'm going to be a full-time content creator. And I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm going to secure big brand deals. My dream life, I'm living it every single day. I welcome my dream life. I am that girl. I will forever be that girl. And I encourage you to become that girl or that man. And go live your dream life. Because it wants you just as bad as you want it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.